Hi, welcome back. In this demo, you're going to get introduced to the Cloudera virtual machine and certain basic commands. You're going to learn certain basic commands of Linux as well as Hadoop. And you're going to see and appreciate how those Hadoop commands are similar to the Linux commands as you might be doing in your practical experience with Unix environment. So let's go ahead and fire up a virtual machine and a terminal on the virtual machine. The virtual machine is already open on my desktop. I'm going to fire up the terminal. Let us increase the size. So as soon as you open the terminal on your virtual machine, by default, your terminal is going to land up into /home/Cloudera directory, which goes to show that you have logged into this virtual machine as a Cloudera user. Let's check that. What is the command to check it? It is pwd, which essentially means present working directory. When I hit that command on my terminal, it gives me /home/Cloudera folder. Now, having understood that, let's look at another basic command in Linux, mkdir, which creates the directory on your virtual machine. Let's assume that we want to create a directory by the name test. So let's go ahead and create that on the terminal. Kdir. Let's check whether this directory got created or not. The directory is there. Let's traverse through that directory. What is the command for that? Cd test. Directory obviously will not have anything inside it right now. Now let's look at another interesting command, which is the command to create a file. And let's go ahead and create a file. Now the idea over here is you're going to create a file over here and then try and save it on your Hadoop distributed file system. So the terminal comes with by default an editor called as gedit, and which you can use to create your file. So let's fire up the file with the gedit text editor, and the way to do it is like this. Let's say the name of the file is file.txt. The moment you do that, the text editor gets opened on your machine. Let's go ahead and write something random in this file. Maybe Hadoop is a wonderful course. Hadoop is a wonderful framework. Let's go ahead and write that. You save it and then go to file and quit. Let's see whether this file got saved or not. The file is there. Let's do a cat of it. Now what is cat? Cat is the command to see the content of the file that you might have created. Cat file Hadoop is a wonderful course. So that's how you create a basic simple directory on your local file system and you enter some content inside it. So this was pretty much about your basic Linux commands that you can use on your virtual machine. Now since we have created this file is already there on your local virtual machine. Let's go ahead and save this file on Hadoop distributed file system. So we are slowly entering into the world of commands in Hadoop distributed file system. Each and every command in Hadoop distributed file system starts with Hadoop keyword. If you just write Hadoop and enter, it is going to give you all the options that this command comes with. fs is one command which we use a lot because fs is the command which helps you interact with your HDFS shell. Now the operations that you would be doing is something like saving something on your HDFS, getting something from HDFS, deleting, and so on and so forth. This, by the way, you could be doing on your own with these commands, or your MapReduce job could be doing that. More on that later. Let's go ahead and try and see a couple of basic commands of Hadoop. Now since our file is already there, let's go ahead and save it on Hadoop file system, Hadoop distributed file system. Now the command for that is Hadoop FS, or before that let's go ahead and create a directory first on the file system so that you have a segregated place where all your file systems, all your files are going to reside. So the command for that is similar to the command that you have in Linux, mkdir. The only difference is you have to put a dash in front of it. So Hadoop fs dash mkdir, and then the directory name. Let's say the name of the directory is test. Let's see whether this directory got created on the file system or not. Now, what is the command to check that? ls, and you just give the / to check the folders which are already present in your file system, Hadoop distributed file system. The test folder is there. Now, if you want to look at the content of the test folder, it wouldn't show you anything because it does not have anything at this point of time. Let's go ahead and quickly check that as well. The command to that is -lsr, which tells you the contents and the details of the file that you have just created, or for that matter any other file which is there on the distributed file system. It doesn't show any file because we have not yet put any file in it. So next thing that we are going to do is we are going to pick up the file from here and put it on Hadoop distributed file system. The command to that is put. You give your file name, file.txt, then give the same name on the distributed file system. Hadoop fs dash put the file name, and then qualified by the directory structure which you've created on your distributed file system, followed by the file name. Let's go ahead and fire the command. The command ran successfully. Let's cross-validate it. The way to do it is again similar to what you do in Unix, cat. Just have to remove the file name. It gave the content which is there on your file. Now, we have looked at couple of commands, couple of Hadoop commands like put, like mkdir, like cat. Let's do the reverse operation. Let's get the file back from HDFS to your local file system. Let's see the command for that. As you might have guessed by now, the command for that is get, which is exactly opposite of put. We'll go ahead and put that file name, put that command name, get. We are going to, so the next option is we have to give the location of this file on the Hadoop distributed file system, which is /test/file.txt, and then where it is going to get saved on your local file system, ./file.txt. So it is Hadoop fs dash get, then the location of the file on your distributed file system, then the location where you are going to save it on your local file system. Let's go ahead and fire the command. Now, since this file is already present on your local file system, let's go ahead and change the name of the file, Hadoop file1.txt. Let's go ahead and fire away the command. It got executed successfully. Let's check the content of the file system. File1.txt is already there on the local file system. Let's go ahead and check the content with the cat command. Hadoop is a wonderful framework. So we have seen that how we can create a file on a local file system. We can put that file onto your distributed file system, and how we can pull that file back on your local file system. In your real world scenarios, these files are going to be the huge files. These files are going to be what you would be calling as big data files. Thank you.